Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Prince, and I'm an urban acolyte. This is the Geek Culture Rundown, and this is really an impromptu video. I wanted to wrap with you guys my thoughts after seeing the Joker movie. I know it's late. I almost didn't see the movie, but I decided to go and see it yesterday. And to be honest, I wasn't going to do a review or I wasn't going to make a video about it until I saw something that my friend posted on Facebook. It was something from CNN about like all of this outrage before that was in the news and in the media before the Joker movie came out, about concerns that there would be copycat attacks. I know there was the big thing, I think during the Dark Knight, where some kid walked into a movie theater, I believe in Denver, or like I always assumed it was like where the Columbine attacks happened, like that area. He walked into the movie theater copying off of the Joker and in the Dark Knight, and he opened fire and shot some people, right? And that's a bad thing. But you know, it's like, this is what I said about my friend's post. I said it seems like the media creates news, right? They create news out of nothing. It's like you create something, you make up something that you're going to be outraged about, and then people just run with it, right? Because in the Joker that was in this new movie with Joaquin Phoenix, this Black Label DC thing that I guess DC, their movie, the DCEU is doing, he wasn't like the Heath Ledger Joker, the Dark Knight Joker. This movie really focused a lot on mental illness, and yeah, in some parts, some ways, it did kind of glorify the Joker, make him the hero. But it's like I say on my Star Wars videos, right? Becoming the hero of your own story, right? When I talked about Kylo Ren, and I said I feel like he's on the path to becoming the tyrant. That archetype, the tyrant archetype, they initially begin as a hero, right? But it's like the wise old person says, this is what you got to do to start your journey. And they're like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do my own. I'm going to find my own way. And they go against the grain, and they do it because they feel like they're on some righteous path, but they end up causing death and destruction, right? But in their mind, they are a hero, right? In the case of the Joker, it's like this dude, hey man, if you haven't seen the movie, spoilers, I'm just gonna lay it all out there, right? But anyway, it was like, I think the post, it was from CNN, it was something like, clown goes on a killing spree and there's concerns that it will inspire other people to do the same thing. And what I said in response, I was like, yo man, what are they talking about? Like, there wasn't even a killing spree in the movie. Yeah, the Joker dropped some bodies, yeah he did, but I mean, you think about, look at the first, the so-called killing spree that really, you know, like put him out there, that sparked this whole clown uprising that was going on in Gotham in the movie. Joker, this dude has got a mental illness. He's got a neurological condition, right? Later on, he finds out that neurological condition, he wasn't born with it. His mother, who was his adopted mother, had mental health issues. She allowed him to be physically abused as a child, and and the physical abuse that he endured as a child is what caused him to have that neurological condition, right? So he was not born with it. He'd been lied to, right? But anyway, this dude is having the worst day of his life, right? He goes and he just wanted to be a clown and amuse people. And his condition, which if you didn't know, if you don't know, you didn't pick it up from the movie, is that he laughs. Right? He laughs whenever he's sad, right? His laughter doesn't represent whatever he's feeling. It's like a nervous tick, right? He gets nervous, he gets sad, whatever. It's like his brain and wires are crisscrossed from, you know, the actual damage, the brain damage that he actually endured, and it causes him to laugh, right? So he brought a gun into the children's hospital. He's amusing these cancer patients, you know, and he's dancing, doing his thing. The gun finds out, and he's like, uh-oh. Now, his homeboy gave him the gun because, you know, here he is spinning signs and amusing people, and some jerkwads took his sign, and he chased them down. No one would help him, and they smashed the sign on his face and beat the crap out of him, right? You see that in the trailer, right? So that's why he had the gun, because it's like, yo, man, you know, like the streets, it ain't safe out there. It ain't safe in these streets, man, and you're a target, and you know, sometimes you got to take matters into your own hands. And then what happens? The homie that gave him the gun turned on him and was like, yeah, man, what's his name said you tried to sell him a gun and some bullets, right? So the homie turned on him. He gets fired, right? They lose the contract. He gets fired from his job. He's having the worst day ever. And then he gets on the train. These dudes are they work for Thomas Wayne, that work for Wayne Enterprises, are drunk. They're rich, you know, preppy guys, fraternity guys. You know, in most movies, these guys are the villains, right? They are messing with this chick. Hey, man, you want to fry? You want to fry, right? And they're kind of, are they going to rape her, or how far are they going to go with this, right? And he's like, you guys are jerks. But he starts laughing because that's his nervous tick. That's his thing, right? And so then, you know, at first she's like, will you help me? And he's sitting here laughing and crying because he's having a sucky day. And now they start messing with him. They come over, they beat the crap out of him, and he shoots them in self-defense, right? 3 dudes kicking the shit out of this skinny anorexic dude with a neurological condition. He opens fire and shoots him. And then now that he's lost his job, think about it. He's seeing a social worker for his mental health situation. He's got no insurance. The city defunds the program. So the one place he has to kind of go and talk out his trauma, his pain, that's taken away. And it's like, yo, man, how am I going to get my medication now? You can't, right? So, I mean, like, I don't understand what the liberal media, I don't even want to call it liberal media. It's like, because as far as I'm concerned with the media, there's no liberal, there's no conservative, there's no left wing, right wing, right? There's just people reporting stuff, and a lot of times they report stuff based on like this whole outrage culture. Both sides do it, and it's all to get clicks, to get views, to sell ads, right? It's like what I learned getting into the fitness industry about a lot of fitness magazines. They're not really selling fitness. They're not really selling information. They're selling supplements. The supplements that are in the ads, right? You'll have full page articles, and if you look closely, you know, at the top, it'll say advertisement, right? But you think it's a regular article, and it's not. You start, oh, this is good information. Then you get to the end, and it's like, oh, you want to buy this supplement that'll help you with this problem that we've been taught, that you've been reading about, because you thought this was a real article. That's how I feel about the media right now, right? That they have everyone outraged and concerned about this movie, and this movie is about mental health, right? This mental health issue and how bad things can happen. Like, if I were like some media outlet, some liberal media outlet, I would say, oh, you know what? This is like in real life. We had this Obamacare, and people that had pre-existing conditions had their medications covered and their doctor visits covered and whatnot. And then we've got this concern about, people carrying weapons and stuff, and they need to have mental health. A lot of them have mental health issues and depression and anxiety and all kinds of other stuff that's gone undiagnosed. And what if something were to happen, like some politician or some party were to come in and defund all of that, and these people who were on the edge, but they were really okay, now they lose their health care, they lose access to their medicine. How bad can this become when someone they're on the edge, but they're doing okay, and now they go completely off the rails because they have no therapy, they have no access to medicine, and now they're just, and you see that, right? The whole thing with Zazie Beetz, where he's basically become schizophrenic, right? He's seeing stuff that's not happening, things that we're seeing in the story, and it's like, yo, what's going on here? And him becoming a tyrant, it's like this thing that I've been medicating, this person inside me, I'm gonna let him all the way out, right? You know, you called me a joker and you laughed at me. Well, now I'm gonna be the joker, and I'm gonna have the last laugh, right? He who laughs last laughs best, right? So it was really a trippy movie, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I enjoyed some of the madness and the mayhem from what is the Prince of Crime, or what is the Joker called? Like I'm not gonna say I was cheering for him, but like it was kind of like, yeah, well, you this is what happened, and he's just playing his part. He's just playing his part, right? So I had people, other geek culture review people in the YouTube space, and they're like, this Joker wasn't as good as the other ones. He wasn't as calculating, right? But those other Jokers, the other characters who played the Joker didn't really highlight that mental health thing, right? Like Jack Nicklaus's Joker was really kind of out of the like a comic book, like cartoony type dude, right? He falls into he was a gangster, he falls into the acid, now he's crazy and he's laughing and he's right? Heath Ledger's Joker is just like, some men just want to let the world burn, right? I'm wearing this makeup and I cut my face open, and yeah, I'm probably a little bit crazy. I'm probably a little bit messed up in the head, right? But this Joker, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, was all about, this was a good dude, right? But bad things happened to him, right? A lot of bad things happened to him. And as he, on his journey to self-discovery, which is the hero's journey, it's the journey to self-discovery, it's like, you know what? I've been doing all these things to suppress who I am based on what's happened to me, and I can continue to do that, and the world can stomp all over me, walk all over me, or I can embrace who I am and what I am. And it starts to make you wonder, like, yeah, he's making the choice to be this monster, but some of these choices he didn't have, right? The choice was taken away. And I guess the minute, he accepted the truth about what his mother did and who she was, and he killed her, that was him, making the choice. I'm just going to accept that these things happen to me, and I'm just going to let things play themselves out and see where this goes. And it's almost like he's like an observer. He's observing himself doing these horrendous things. And I don't know, I never really thought deeply about the character of the Joker, but this movie like made me think like deep thoughts about this character. And I guess when it comes to Batman and his rogues gallery, it's like these people aren't just bad to be bad. There's a reason that they're bad and they're doing these bad things, and that they've embraced this persona. And I'd kind of like to see more of these, and I hope that even like the Matt Reeves Batman with Robert Pattinson, is that his name? The new Batman. I kind of hope that there's going to be this kind of, you can't do a deep character study because it's about Batman, but it's not just, oh, here's Penguin. Well, they're probably not going to do the Joker. Here's Two-Face. Here's this character. Here's the Riddler. Right, here's Catwoman, here's Poison Ivy, and they're just, campy and comic booky and whatever. Like, give them this added dimension, this deeper layer, right? To kind of make us empathize with the characters, because that's something I've noticed like lately. I mean, look at the Karate Kid, like the new Cobra Kai, right? Where now we're going back and unpacking Johnny. Why was Johnny a bully? It was because he had an abusive stepfather who was rich, and yeah, his mom was trying to do the best, and he meets, his sensei, and his sensei is a bad dude, and it's like, well, Johnny was a good kid, and these things happened to him that made him this way, portrayed this way in the Karate Kid movies, and his conflict with Daniel LaRusso. But now it's like he's grown up and he's 40, 50-year-old man, and it's like, okay, let's go back and look at how he got here and what made him get to this point, right? So I'm really enjoying this thing where we like go and look at the bad guys and figure out like their story, their journey to become the hero of their own story. So those are my thoughts on Joker. I hope you enjoyed them. This Geek Culture Rundown channel, hey man, this is where I'm going to be talking about everything that's not Star Wars, and sometimes I might do some videos like this. Just giving you guys a heads up, the green screen and all the stuff, the way I've been doing videos the last 3-4 years is about to go away. So I hope you guys don't mind me just pulling out a camera, rapping with y'all, and maybe I'll throw in some pictures and stuff later on, and just running with it, because for me it's all about putting the information out, sharing my thoughts. All that fancy stuff, that's nice, but at the end of the day it's about the information and having the dialogue and trying to get people to think deeper about these comic book movies and superhero movies and martial arts movies and all this fun stuff that people like Jennifer Aniston says we need less of, right? Because sometimes there's a deeper message in it, even though it's about a comic book character. So that's why I do what I do, right? And I hope y'all enjoyed this. Give me a like if you like this, and if you want to see more of these kind of videos for future movies, because I might be, the green screen stuff is about to go away. You know, the next journey of my story, right? That's got to happen. You know, I gotta do some things to make myself uncomfortable, just like we saw in this Joker movie. He had to put himself in some uncomfortable situations, like getting in that refrigerator, which was, that was kind of weird. But that's the Joker. He's a weird dude. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on the movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did it make you think deeper about the character? Or maybe you're like well-versed in Batman comic books and the Joker story. And if you want to share that too down in the comments below. I'll be checking back to see what you all have to say. And yeah, that's all I got for this one. So catch you on the next video. Y'all keep on breathing. May the force of others be with you always.